This is Recently Rhonda, and it is the everyday adventures of my life. They may be crazy, spontaneous, and mostly pathetic, but hey, at least it isn't you. The reason for this video post is because I kind of hit a wall today. I kind of got some writer's block. And it's weird because, this is only less than the third day of my post. I figured out the reason why, but I want to kind of give you guys a background, just like everything else in my stories. So anyways, it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I just want to let you guys know that. I don't go to bed because this shit has been bothering me all damn day. I don't... Anyways, so I started this blog almost 3 days ago. The reason being is because, I realized through different struggles and weird things that have kind of happened to me, in the last year or 2 years, that I definitely know that I would not be able to deal with, when I was back home. Two years ago, I would not be able to deal with these things. So I've just realized that I've kind of grown a lot as a person, and I am able to deal with things, and I've noticed actually how blessed that I really am. I may not get everything that I want, I may still have bad days or whatever, but I mean all in all, I've been pretty blessed. So this project of mine is basically to show you guys how much I've grown. Tell you guys my amazing stories, because I have fantastic stories, from when I started childhood to now, and I'm not talking just, parties and whatever. I'm talking even day-to-day stuff, normal, to the grind shit. I happen to do outside sales, so I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with it, but I'm not really sure. Because, I talk to my friends and they, a couple of them do outside sales too. And it just seems that I always have something bananas going on. Something that's just out of the norm. Whether it be one end of the spectrum or the other. Whether you're having just this kick-ass day. Just everything's just oh my God, does this, did this just happen? Did my car just start itself? Just one of those days where kind of everything just seems like it's working for you type thing, or you have these weird moments what the fuck is going on around here? I don't know what just happened. And then there are other days where you just walk into a fucking buzzsaw and it is like somebody's chopping your face off and you weren't even expecting it, which is kind of shitty. And then there's these other days where, or weeks or whatever, where you kind of wake up in a bad mood for some, maybe you went to bed in a bad mood. I don't really know. Anyway, so you wake up in a bad mood and just every single thing seems to kind of have some sort of domino effect. And it is what I like to call a perfect storm. Because everything that, could go wrong, does go wrong, and then it just kind of explodes and snowballs into this, apocalypse of a, fucked up, shitty day. Terrible. So anyways, I have these days every day. I have these instances at least once a day. I'm not saying that my life is a complete, circus. All right, it might be a little bit. No, but, so no, I'm not saying that these things happen all day, every day, whatever. But they do happen at least once a day, whether it be, for, an hour or for, the entire day. Something interesting happens every single day, something worth me telling a story. And let's face it, I am really good at telling stories without exaggerating it. I don't need to exaggerate. I am not creative enough or imaginative enough to make shit up. It's not a trait of mine. But I guess up to this point, and the reason, the main reason behind this little project is because, I've been very, very closed off, very candid with people in my life, whether I know you, whether I don't. I just I have a wall. and it is a large wall at that. And I don't try to pretend like it's not there, because it is. So this is to kind of get past that, wall that I have. And you know what I mean? This might be, a little bit of a cowardly way to go through it or whatever. But I figure it's better to say it some way, somehow, whether it be, a blog or a Facebook or, video recording or whatever. It's better to say it than to not. So I am at least trying, and that's what I'm doing with my blog currently. And there's a lot of stuff that happened along the way that I don't care to relive. I don't care to bring it up. But unfortunately, that is part of my life, and that is part of what makes me me, and that is part of this project. So it is all, the cat is out of the fucking bag. Well, so I'm sitting there today, and I'm writing this longer story about my adult adolescence, I guess. And it is a huge piece of my life. There's, huge impacts in my life that, huge characters in my life that, impacted who I am. And honestly, without this story and those people, I wouldn't be who I was. I do believe that everything happens for a reason. If I trip and fall on the sidewalk, I believe that that kind of goes along with the rest of my day. And, had I not tripped on the sidewalk, maybe 5 years down the road, I wouldn't have been, where I was. So that's kind of just the scatterbrained things that I think of. And maybe you agree with me. Maybe you think I'm an idiot. I don't really care. So I've been checking out my subscribers, right? And I totally am digging the fact that you guys are subscribing, and I really am into it. But as I'm taking away at this serious kind of this definitely serious kind of blog, I'm getting worried to the fact that maybe the people that see it on my Facebook or subscribe to my blog or just check it out, whatever, are going to be offended, and that's not what it's intended for. It's not meant to hurt anyone's feelings. It's not meant to, be mean. It's not meant to view anyone in a bad light or whatever. And I just needed to get this off my chest because I think my stories are phenomenal. I think, obviously I think they're phenomenal because they're all a part of what makes me me. So I just wanted to kind of sit down and talk to you guys about this because, I had a lighter story that I was gonna post earlier. My friend, posted on Facebook, I loved your potato story. I can totally picture you doing that. And, she made me actually think of a funny story, between her and I and a couple other people. That's very light and very fun and, very funny. And it just, it's one of those weird things that you do, growing up. That I was going to write about. And I, sit down, I start taking away at that. And I have, 3 or 4 notes going at once just so I can, I have, 3 or 4 blogs basically going at once because I have scatterbrain and I need to keep track of them. So I start taking away at this one and laughing and deleting shit and writing it back and deleting shit. And I just couldn't get it together. Couldn't get it together, so I shut it down. I went back to the serious one, couldn't write anything there. Just couldn't get it together. And I was just so irritated. I'm what is my problem? I am actually good at this. I don't know why I'm hitting this wall, why it's a problem. And I just realized that it was due to the fact that I am worried about people getting offended or upset with what, I have to say. But unfortunately, it's my story. It's how I viewed it. It's how, I'm going to tell it. I don't fabricate anything. So unfortunately, if you do not like it, and this is the message for only people who do not like it and who get offended, unfortunately, you are going to have to, come to some sort of peace with yourself because it is going to come out and it's going to be on my blog. And if you, don't like it, unfortunately, you're going to have to fuck off. So I'm sorry. Have a nice night. I hope everyone gets more sleep than me. Bye.